myself Roshni from second BSc Biochemistry. I'm here to share a presentation on environmental legislations. So first, what is environmental legislation? So environmental legislation is a plan of action that's adopted by the government. It differs from country to country and places, but it only focuses to protect the human and animal health and the environment. So on June 5th, 1972, there was an UN conference was held at Stockholm. So after the conference, India was the first country to make provisions for the protection and conservation of environment in its constitution. So the Constitution provision, 42nd Amendment, 1976, Article 48A, the state shall endeavor to protect and improve the environmental and safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. The Article 47, Article 48, and Article 51A. It shall be the duty on every citizen of India to protect and improve the natural environmental, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife. So, we are going to see about the six laws related to the environmental protection in India. The six laws are the Environment Protection Act 1986, the Forest Conservation Act 1980, the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974, Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981, and the Indian Forest Act 1927. So, the National Environmental Policy Act, which is known as NEPA, was the first major US environmental law. It was enacted in 1969 and was signed as law in 1970 by President Richard. So let's see the environmental legislations in India. The Environmental Protection Act is 1986 of the Parliament of India. So why did the Parliament of India give the Environmental Protection Act? We all know the Bhopal gas tragedy. So after this tragic incident in 1986, the Parliament of India decided to enact a law which is known as the Environmental Protection Act of 1986 under Article 253 of the Constitution. It was passed in 1986 and was came in force at 19th November 1986. So next is the Pollution Act. So the Water and the Prevention and Control of the Pollution Act 1974, which is known as Water Act, has been enacted to provide for the prevention and control of water pollution. Next is the air law. The Air Prevention and Control of Pollution is on Act 1981. Next is the noise pollution. Noise is considered as a public nuisance under section 26818 of the Indian Penal Code. So next is the hazardous waste management regulations. So what is hazardous waste? So hazardous waste is any type of waste which causes physical damage or is reactive or toxic or explosive to the health or environment. So how do we manage the waste? So Hazardous Waste Rules 2008 brought out a guide for the management, storage and import of hazardous chemical and management of hazardous waste. Next is the biomedical waste. So we all know biomedical waste is the waste which is secreted by the hospitals. So it was Management and Handling Rules 1990 were formulated for the proper disposal of the infectious waste. Next is the e-waste. E-waste Management and Handling Rules 2011 came into effect at May 1. Next is the batteries. So lead acetic battery waste was Management and Handling Rules 2001 deal with the proper and effective management and handling of lead acid battery waste. So the next is the Wildlife and Forest Conservation. The Wildlife Protection Act 1972 was enacted with the objective of effectively protecting the wildlife of the country, like controlling the poaching, smuggling, and illegal trade in the wildlife. Next is the Forest Conservation Act 1980. The Forest Conservation Act 1980 was enacted to help to conserve the country's forests. So we have seen the six national laws. We are going to see about some of the international laws also. So the climate conventions and global warming. So it is the major greatest threat to the future of the planet. So which is caused mainly by CFC, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide. So it is emitted by burning of the fossil fuels by the industries. So the UN Framework Convention on Climatic Change, which is known as UNFCCC, It is a landmark international treaty which conducted an United Nations Conference on Environment and Development in Rio de Janeiro in June 1992. The Biological Diversity Convention. The Convention on Biological Diversity was adopted during United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. So more than 150 states have signed the convention and was entered the force at 29th December 1993. Next is the Kyoto Protocol. The Kyoto Protocol was a convention on climatic change was signed in December 1997 in Kyoto, Japan. So it was mainly to reduce the carbon dioxide and presence of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. But unfortunately, the Kyoto Protocol it, it did not achieve the goal. So it was mainly due to the United States and China, which is the two biggest emitters, produced enough greenhouse gases, and there was about 40% in the increase of the emissions. Next is the Doha Amendment, which extended the Kyoto Protocol to 2020. In December 2012, the the parties of the Kyoto Protocol met at Qatar to adopt an amendment called Doha Amendment. It had a new emission reduction, but unfortunately, it also had a short life. So finally, in 2015, every participant of the UNFCCC signed the Paris Climate Agreement, which was replaced by Kyoto Protocol. So, what is Paris Climate Agreement? So, it adopted every nation in 2015 to address climatic change and negative effects. The agreement includes the commitment from all greenhouse gases emitting countries to cut their climate altering pollution. So, why do we need to follow all these regulations? We all have one earth, so we need to protect it at any cost. So laws should be followed and not to be neglected. So reduce, reuse, recycle, and keep the earth happy. Thank you.